Sneha Philip was a 31-year-old Indian-American physician living with her husband, Ron Lieberman, in Lower Manhattan. She was smart, ambitious, and just beginning her medical career at Cabrini Medical Center. Sneha and Ron had recently married and lived in a chic apartment just blocks from the World Trade Center. On September 10, 2001, Sneha had the day off. She spent the morning in a courtroom supporting a misdemeanor charge she filed against a co-worker related to harassment, then was seen shopping downtown for clothes, linens, and electronics. That was the last time she was seen alive. Security footage showed Sneha at a department store at 7:18 p.m. on September 10th. She made several purchases with her credit card. Witnesses stated she was alone at the time, though her husband would later suggest she had plans to meet a friend. Ron returned to their apartment after working a late shift around 11:30 p.m. to find Sneha wasn't home, but assumed she stayed with her friend. He went to bed. The next morning, the Twin Towers were attacked. When Sneha didn't return home by the evening of September 11th, Ron reported her missing. Given how close their apartment was to Ground Zero, and that she was a trained doctor, it was theorized she might have rushed to the World Trade Center to help during the chaos and was killed in the collapse. But this theory raised questions. There were no confirmed eyewitnesses placing Sneha at Ground Zero. Her name wasn't on any emergency responder lists, nor was her body found in the rubble. Her purchases from the night before were never located. No clothing or electronic items she had bought were found in the apartment. As investigators dug deeper, a more complicated picture emerged. Sneha had recently lost her job at the hospital. Officially, it was due to tardiness and unprofessional conduct. But some reports suggested there may have been more to the story, possible substance abuse issues and erratic behavior. Police also uncovered signs of marital strain. Sneha reportedly frequented bars and clubs late at night and sometimes stayed out without informing her husband. There were rumors she was exploring her sexuality and may have had relationships with women. Her family disputed these claims vehemently. Ron maintained that Sneha was simply independent and adventurous. He strongly believed she died a hero on 9/11. Sneha's case was initially rejected as a 9/11 fatality by the city of New York. Officials cited the lack of evidence placing her at the scene and emphasized the suspicious nature of her last known movements. They considered her disappearance as a missing persons case unrelated to the attacks. Her family and husband fought back legally and emotionally, insisting she must be included among the victims of 9/11. In 2008, after years of appeals, Sneha's name was officially added to the list of 9/11 victims. Over 2 decades later, no solid evidence has emerged explaining Sneha's fate. No trace of her body, credit card usage, phone records, or physical belongings were ever discovered after 7:18 p.m. on September 10, 2001. There is still heated debate over what happened. Some believe she perished in the Twin Towers after rushing to help. Others suspect she was murdered that night, possibly by someone she met or trusted. A darker theory is that Sneha chose to disappear, possibly due to personal issues or mental health struggles. But there's no definitive answer.